Hello! Today I want to tell you the story of a god. In Greek, his name was Asclepius, and the Romans preferred the name Asclepius. He is the patron of medicine who cured disease and raised the dead. I will start my story from the time before the birth of main character. His future mother, a mortal woman, was the beloved in Apollo, the god of light, patron of arts, leader and patron of muse, predictor of the future, god healer, patron of immigrants, the personification of male beauty. With all these delightful epithets, his relationship with the opposite sex somehow did not work out. Maybe because he preferred representatives of his gender. And with women, immortal and mortal, he had no luck. They didn't like him. The goddesses Hestia and Persephone refused him. Myths Daphne agreed to turn into a laurel tree just to avoid his courtship. Myth Castalia became a water source. The granddaughter of the god of war Ares, Marpessa, whom Apollo stole from the wedding, chose to return to her mortal husband. Amazon Green decided that it was better to jump off a cliff than to be with a handsome god. And the daughter of the Trojan king Cassandra, having promised him love in exchange for a prophetic gift, could not bring herself to fulfill the promise. The woman who became the mother of Asclepius was named Coronida. Also, according to another version, it was a nickname, and from birth her name was Igla. When the girl grew up, she received an additional name for her beauty. This woman agreed to intimacy and even became pregnant, but then preferred a mortal man, Isis. In this part of the story we have a girl pregnant by God, and she was in union with a mortal man. I think Coronida was free. Apollo did not marry her. She did not pronounce the marriage oath, so she couldn't choose whom she wanted. But the cuckold didn't think so. He killed Isis, and his sister Artemis destroyed Coronida. According to another version, both deaths are on the conscience of Apollo. When the fit of anger passed, God regretted his action. Apollo tried to save Coronida, but he couldn't. God found out that the woman was pregnant. At the funeral pyre, Apollo or Dionysus or Hermes took the child out of the mother. He performed a caesarean section operation. According to another version, Coronida, alive and pregnant, accompanied her father Phlegyas, a mortal man of age, during a reconnaissance campaign to the Peloponnese. He also didn't know that his daughter was carrying a child, and even from Apollo. And, by the way, he did not approve of her relationship with Isis. Coronida gave birth to a baby secretly in the Peloponnese, in the city of Epidaurus, and left it near the city on Mount Mercian. Also, in fairness, I must say that there were many localities attributed to the glory of the birth of the god of medicine in ancient Greece. This version again gives us a girl pregnant by God. She has a male relative, and he is older than her. She gives birth to a child far from home and in camping conditions. The child was fed by a goat that strayed from the herd. Then a guard dog came and began to protect him from wild animals. When the shepherd came from them, he saw a light coming from the child's head. Man decided that this baby was of divine origin and left him. You have noticed that a shepherd comes to the newborn Son of God. Apollo found the boy on the mountain, first raised him himself and taught medicine, and then handed him over to the famous educator of demigods and heroes, the centaur Chiron, who also taught healing. Later, the priests in the temples of Asclepius, Asclepiads, who were descended exclusively from God himself, performed not only magical rituals but also provided real help: diets, gymnastics, hydrotherapy, herbal medicine, and even surgery. The famous father of medicine Hippocrates, whose oath is given by all doctors, was also an Asclepiad. It was he who first declared that it was not the gods who were to blame for disease, but natural causes. But let's go back to Asclepius. In addition to the art of healing, he mastered the art of raising the dead. According to one version, this happened after Athena collected the life-giving blood of the murdered Gorgon Medeus and gave it to Asclepius. According to the second, King Minos forced him to resurrect his little son Glaucus, who fell into a barrel of honey and drowned. The healer was thinking about the situation when a snake crawled up to him. He killed her either in anger or in thought. Then the second one crawled in, put some grass on the head of the first one, and she was resurrected. Asclepius found this plant, resurrected Glaucus, and then began to revive other people. This part of the myth tells us that the Son of God resurrects people. Some of the gods didn't like his actions, either to the master of the afterlife, Hades, who lost his prey from the death, therefore complained to Zeus, or to the thunderer himself. Moreover, there are at least 3 reasons. Either there were too many people, or he was afraid that Asclepius would give the secret to others, or because the young man did it for money. Also, there is only one myth that says that he took a payment, and at the insistence of his aunt, the virgin goddess Artemis, for the resurrection of her admired Hippolytus. As a result, the father of the gods killed Asclepius with lightning and made him a constellation. Apollo was very upset by this death, and his tears turned to amber. In response, he killed the Cyclops who made lightning bells for the king of the gods. Later, Zeus resurrected Asclepius at the request of his father and gave him a place on Olympus. In this part, let's pay attention to the fact that the Son of God was killed and resurrected. That's the kind of God. The son of a mortal and a god, God himself. A shepherd found him. He raised the dead. He was killed by divine will, resurrected after a while also by divine will, and found himself at the same table with the Father of the gods. This story reminds me of someone. What do you think? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. If you find any mistakes in my English, please write to me in the comments. Thank you for your attention.